Hello again. Britney Spears, Paris Hilton, the rapper Ludacris, they were all in the mix in what turned out to be the most contentious week of this presidential campaign. Things were also getting pretty heated in the Capitol as Congress adjourned for August without acting against the high oil and gas prices angering so many Americans.
I move that the House do now adjourn for Speaker and ask for recorded vote.
This morning, Nancy Pelosi, the House Speaker, has also written a new book, Know Your Power, A Message to America's Daughters. And she got some praise this week from an unlikely source. John McCain calls her a great American success story.
We talk a lot about Hillary Clinton and her inspiration to Americans. Speaker Pelosi has been an inspiration as well. But I do believe that she should allow votes on things. In other words, I respect her position, but to just say, we're not going to vote on it, then that's not the process as I think Americans want.
And Speaker Pelosi joins us now. Good morning.
Good morning.
Care to return Senator McCain's compliment?
I've enjoyed working with Senator McCain as he serves in the United States Senate, and I look forward to continuing to do that.
He says when he's president, he can work with you the way that Ronald Reagan worked with Tip O'Neill.
Well, I look forward to working with Barack Obama, but stand ready to work with any president of the United States.
Let me get to the substantive point he was raising there. You've been getting a lot of heat for not allowing a vote, an straight up or down vote on expanding drilling off the coasts of the United States. Why won't you permit a straight up or down vote?
See, what we have presented are options that will really make a difference at the pump. Free our oil, Mr. President. We're sitting on 700 million barrels of oil. That would have an immediate effect in 10 days. What our colleagues are talking about is something that won't have an effect for 10 years, and it'll be 2 cents at the time. If they want to present something as part of an energy package, we're talking about something. But to single shoot on something that won't work and mislead the American people as they're thinking it's going to reduce the price of the pump, I'm just not going to be a party to it.
Except that it's not just Republicans calling for this. Members of your own caucus say we must have a vote. Congressman Jason Altmaier, let me show our viewers right now, is saying there's going to be a vote. Here he says exactly, there's going to be a vote. September 30th will not come and go without a vote on opening the Outer Continental Shelf. The message has been delivered. The issue can't be ignored any longer. He says he speaks for a lot of Democrats. He's talked to the leadership, and a vote must happen.
Well, maybe it will as it's part of a larger energy package. But let's step back, call a halt, and put this in perspective. What we have now is a failed energy policy by the Bush-Cheney, 2 oil men in the White House. $4 a gallon gasoline at the pump. And what they're saying is, let's have more of the same. Let's have more of big oil making record profits, historic profits. You see the quarterly reports that just came out, who want to be subsidized, who don't really want to compete, and let them use those subsidies to drill in protected areas. Instead, we're saying, free the oil, use it, don't lose it. There's 68 million acres in lower 48 and 10 or 20 million more acres in Alaska where they're permitted, where they could drill any time. This is a diversionary tactic from a failed energy policy.
But if you feel you have a better arguments, why not give a straight up or down vote for drilling?
Because the misrepresentation is being made that this is going to reduce the price at the pump. This is again, a decoy. It's not a solution.
Well, but if you're right, why not let it be debated out and have the vote?
We have a debate every single day on this subject. What you saw in the Congress this week was the war dance of the handmaidens of the oil companies. That's what you saw on the Republican side of the aisle. Democrats and Republicans are not right down party lines on this issue. There are regional concerns as well as some people concerned about what this means back home for them. But we have a planet to save. We have an economy to grow, and we can do that if we keep our balance in all of this and not just say, but for drilling in unprotected, and in these protected areas offshore, we would have lower gas prices.
So what exactly are you trying to say? You say you might allow a vote as part of a comprehensive package, but you won't allow a straight up and down vote.
We have put on the floor, free our oil, strong bipartisan support for that. Use it, don't lose it, strong bipartisan support for that. End undue speculation, strong bipartisan support for that. We've talked about these things. invest in renewable energy resources so that we can increase the supply of energy for our country. Strong bipartisan support for that.
You brought those measures to the floor in a way under the suspension of the rules so that it couldn't be amended with a drilling proposal.
Well, it is we built consensus and have a strong bipartisan. This is what's going to make a difference to reduce our dependence on foreign oil, to stop our dependence on fossil fuels in our own country, to increase the supply of energy into and immediately to reduce the price at the pump to protect the consumer. So this is a policy matter. This is a very serious policy matter. It's not to use a tactic of one tactic in order to undermine a comprehensive energy package to reduce our dependence on foreign oil, which is a national security issue, to reduce our dependence on fossil fuels in our own country. Now, we should be talking about natural gas. That's cheaper, better for the environment.
Well, why not allow votes on all that? When you came in as Speaker, you promised in your commitment book, A New Direction for America, let me show our viewers, you said that bills should generally come to the floor under a procedure that allows open, full, and fair debate consisting of a full amendment process that grants the minority the right to offer its alternatives. If they want to offer a drilling proposal, why can't they have a vote?
They'll have to use their imagination as to how they can get a vote, and they may get a vote. But I'm trying to, we have serious policy issues in our country. The President of the United States has presented this, but for this, our economy would be booming. But for this, gas would be cheaper at the pump. It's simply not true. And even the President himself, in his statement yesterday and before then, has said there is no quick fix for this by drilling.
And Senator Obama has agreed with you. He says, listen, this is not the answer. Drilling is not the answer. But he said over the weekend that he might be willing to sign on to drilling as part of a comprehensive proposal.
What Senator Obama said is what we want a president to say. Let's look at all of the options. Let's compare them. And let's see what really does increase our supply, protect our environment, save our economy, protect the consumer. And not instead of a single shot thing that does none of the above. While we give subsidies to big oil to drill in environmentally protected areas,
so just to be clear, I want to move on to other issues. Just to be clear, you're saying you will not allow a single up or down vote on drilling, but you will allow a vote on a package that includes drilling?
No, what I'm saying to you is, as far as I am concerned, unless there's something that you never say never to anything. People have their parliamentary options available to them. But from my standpoint, my flagship issue as Speaker of the House and of this 110th Congress has been to reduce our dependence on foreign oil and to reverse global warming. I'm not giving the gavel away to a tactic that will do neither of those things, that supports the big oil at the expense of the consumer.
So you will not permit a vote. You may get beat, but you're not going to permit a vote on your own.
Well, again, we take this one step at a time. But why we're spending all this time on a parliamentary tactic when nothing less is at stake than the planet, the air we breathe, our children breathe.
That's what I don't understand. If you could get votes on everything else you care about, which you say there is strong bipartisan support, why not allow a vote on the drilling as well?
Because the President will not allow any of these other things to go forward.